What is up? Back at David Confused. Thank you so much for tuning in. Here's an update of just kind of what's going on. So, as you know, the world is in isolation right now, and everyone's got to kind of, adapt to life just being at home a lot. And my wife came up with a really good idea, so we've been watching movies that we've wanted to get around to. You know what I mean? Like, now that we have the time and you're spending time with your family and everything, we have the time to watch movies that we haven't seen yet. So then it got me thinking, what are some really good trilogies or just bunch of movies that I can say to you guys, hey, check these out, I've seen them, I love them, go check them out. So this is kind of all over the board. I'm not just going to stick with horror movies right now. I'm going to kind of let you in on just a bunch of movies that I love and I think you should watch if you haven't seen them already, or rewatch because they're just kind of awesome. The Insidious franchise. As far as I know, there's 4 Insidious movies that revolve around the same characters. The main character being Elise, who is like a medium that she can talk to the dead and talk to spirits, and she can subconsciously go into what she calls the further. The further being the darkest place in the depths of our minds that demons live and stay. Now, I believe the order of the movies is all janged up, because I don't think it just goes 1, 2, 3, 4. You gotta watch like 3, then 4, then 1, then 2, and it's all over the place. But I can 100% say they are scary. They have jump scares, they have mind scares. They have those moments where when you really focus on what's happening in the scene, it just scares you. Like the thought of like what's happening right now just drops in your chest. The other really good thing about these movies is that when you rewatch them over and over again, you notice things all in the background and the forefront, and the little things that they say and people that at the time you didn't think were that important but end up being really important later on in the franchise. So it's a rewatch that just keeps on giving. It's like the Energizer Bunny of movies. It just keeps going and going. The next one on my list are the Batman movies, particularly Batman 1 and 2, so 1989 and I believe 91 or something for the second one. I don't know. Batman 1989 and Batman Returns. Those movies. What I really like about these movies is it's Tim Burton's reimagining of Batman. And Michael Keaton as Bruce Wayne in Batman is literally iconic, phenomenal, can't get any better. Now, these are definitely stereotypical Tim Burton movies, like a lot of black, a lot of dark gray, clowns, circus stuff, But these ones were just legendary, and the art aspect to what these movies are is just literally incredible. Huge stars like Michael Keaton, Jack Nicholson, Christopher Walken, Michelle Pfeiffer, Danny DeVito. It's just star-packed. It's a universe of stars in this movie. So definitely that pick of Batman and Batman Returns. If you haven't seen them, go watch them. Probably 2 of the best comic book movies ever made. Okay, now we're gonna go ultra nerdy here and go to the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Yes, I love the Lord of the Rings trilogies. Mainly the first trilogy with Fellowship of the Ring, The Two Towers, and Return of the King. I did like the Hobbit trilogy. I just didn't think it was as good as the actual Lord of the Rings. Now, I mean, I'm sure you guys have probably seen this already. If you haven't, it's a story, like a fantasy story of a hobbit with the one ring that can conquer basically the world. And the ring is very evil and has to be destroyed a certain way. And so a team of warriors try to help this hobbit dispose of the ring while like this massive world war breaks out with like orcs and dragons and wizards, and it's like a stew of fantasy craziness, but the best stew you've ever had. Again, huge stars in this, like Elijah Wood, Orlando Bloom. You know, it's an amazing, amazing trilogy, and the CGI work is by far some of the best ever. So definitely go check out Lord of the Rings. Do you want to hear my Gollum impression? Okay. What does Balin have in his pockets? Right? Gollum. Right? That's not bad. So made by the same company that does Insidious movies, there's the Conjuring universe. And I think at this point there's like 6 or 7 movies in this universe. There's the Annabelle movies, there's the Nun, and then now there's also the 3 Conjuring movies. Now again, these are not like 1 through 7. You have to watch them in different, orders all over. And again, these are the same movies that you rewatch because there's always new things you hadn't seen the first time you watched it. And oh man, the craziest part about these movies is it's based off people that were alive at one time. It's based off famous paranormal researchers. Honestly, if 25% of what happens in these movies actually happened to these people, this is like this. I don't even have words. That would be insane. The life that they would live is just insane. Yeah, definitely check out The Conjuring. Probably some of the scariest monsters I think you will ever see in movies are in the Conjuring movies. And I don't say that lightly, because I've seen my fair share of horror movies. Like, I've seen probably hundreds of horror movies, I'm not gonna lie. But I will say some of the best made monsters and demons and ghosts and everything are in The Conjuring. Hands down. So, don't take that lightly. Seriously. Don't do it. And I'm going to end on a kind of a silly note, a kind of funny note. Animated movies that I absolutely adore are the Despicable Me movies. Now, okay, I know there's like the world population is split 50-50 whether you like Minions or not, and I get it. I don't watch those Despicable Me movies for the Minions. Don't get me wrong. I have the Minions movie and all the Mini movies because I'm a collector. And I did like that movie too. But it does not even come close to how funny and awesome the Despicable Me movies are. Steve Carell voicing Gru, the main character in Despicable Me movies, are... it's one of the funniest animated performances I've ever seen in my life. Honestly, I've watched those movies, like, gotta be 6 or 7 times each one. 1, 2, and 3. And each one I've laughed every single time I watch it. Reoccurring jokes that I know are coming, but they're so funny that I still laugh every single time. And you know what? It's definitely made for kids. It's a family movie. You can definitely watch it with the family. But there's also some like jokes that adults and the more mature people will find funny as well. I think I was running around yelling, freeze ray, probably for like 3 weeks after the first one. So it takes a hold of you. But those are my picks for movies you should be watching right now while you're on isolation at home. Now, obviously, I always reach out to the Confused Army and I want you to tell me exactly what you're watching right now. Doesn't have to be scary, doesn't have to be horror, anything. It can even be a YouTube video. I mean, you're watching this video, which I really appreciate. But whatever you're watching right now, put it in the comments below or put it on my Twitter or on my Instagram. And you never know, one of your comments may end up in a later video. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching Dave the Confused. I'm Dave, still confused, and at least our dogs aren't werewolves. Peace.